Well, thank you for watching this. I split this into two because I seem to not be able to post anything more than 15 minutes. I'm going to immediately follow this up with more on the cylinder heads. See you then. Let's see, it's February 10th and everything is loaded to go to the machine shop. Now I'm going to try something new to me for removing rust. I had never heard of it, but Daniel down in Australia suggested it to me. And it's to use a mixture of molasses and water. I googled it and there it tells all about it, but I had never heard of it, and Daniel's tried it and he said it works good. So I'm going to try it on some valve train components, rocker arms, valve keepers, etc. So I guess they say to make a mixture of 10 to 1 or 15 to 1 water to molasses. And I got about 3 gallons of water in the bucket here. I'm probably going to put in about a quart or so of molasses, so that should give me about a 12 to 1 ratio. And then let it set. I can let it set for a week and check it, and then maybe let it set for 2 weeks and check it. So and I used hot water here. The molasses will mix in quicker, I'm sure, with hot water. I'm actually going to use one of the push rods at the 60 to stir it up. Have any of you out there heard of using molasses in water? And I'm just going to let those couple of push rods in there. There are my 8 valve keepers. There's one rocker arm assembly. Just for the heck of it, I'm putting in a very rusty adjustable wrench. I think I'll let it at that for now. So we'll see. I'm going to set this aside. It smells a lot better than some kind of caustic chemical. So I'm going to set it aside and we'll check it in a week. I'll probably get anxious and check it in 4 or 5 days. I'm also going to put in a very crusty looking push rod tube and 2 more push rods. Friday, February 12th, I have the cylinders and pistons to the machine shop, and now I'm going to start cleaning the heads up. When it gets warmer out, I'll be out working on the 60, getting the studs out of the cylinder head studs out of the old cylinders. That has to be done. I'm going to do that before I start to clean the block up. So now I got to start cleaning the cylinder heads up. This is the water outlet. I'm going to be doing the same thing here as I did with the cylinders. I'm going to be sandblasting in the water jacket. Look at this one here is completely full of rust. That one, so I'll be sandblasting in the water jacket just like I did with the cylinder. One thing when you're working on this old stuff, the hardest part usually is getting it apart without wrecking stuff. Believe it or not, I will probably reuse half of this gasket because all of them, they appear that the manifold gaskets, they all have the exhaust side burned out, but the intake side is good. So what I'll do is reverse it and cut them off. Use this side for the exhaust because that's cased in metal with the fire ring crimped around it. And then I'll make different gaskets out of a different material for the intake, that because they aren't as prone to burn out. So this should hold up better than the material I'm going to make those out of. And they can be slightly different thicknesses even, because the intake and exhaust manifold are completely separate. So that's why I'm taking care. I always take care to save everything when I take it apart. I got this hammer. I don't know what someone filed notches in there for. Anyway, there's a expansion plug here with a hole rusted through it. I had to take that out, and it looks like there's mouse nests in there. So I'll also be able to it has to be replaced, and I'll also be able to sandblast in through that opening. Let's see how tough it'll come out. It's starting to move. There it goes. And yeah, look. Cylinder head full of mouse nest. Oh. Mice have caused more damage to engines I saw Diesel Creek working on his grader, the whole clutch assembly full of mouse nest. I wonder how he's doing on that. I think Matt, I guess, is his name. Diesel Creek. I hope the radiator isn't full of it. Look at it all. I'm going to pick out what I can here. Oh, that's about all I can get right now. Look at it all. I guess that's probably only half of it. I'll sandblast in there. If the air pressure doesn't take it out, then I'll have to pick some more. Just look how full of rust. I'm going to try a vacuum cleaner. I'm going to put it over the edge of the bench here so it's upside down. And then try the vacuum cleaner on the hole. Oh. Well, I can see that really took a lot of it out. But I can feel with my finger it's still stuck against the top here. That's looking pretty good in there now. There's still a little more. I can feel it stuck to the top. But we'll wait until we sandblast in all the holes and see if that loosens the rest of it up. So I'm going to go get one of the other heads. I got the rocker arms loosened up 2 years ago when I was working on it. Oh. The rock arms really aren't, I mean, this one you could see I'd pitted a lot, but they aren't real crusty rusty. They should clean up pretty easily. But we'll see how the molasses does on the first one I put in there. You can see the valve springs are complete junk. Where they set down into the pockets here, they're all rusted, but I already got new valve springs. I got those 2 years ago. I actually should have all the parts I need for it. Valve keepers. Now let's get this expansion plug out. This one doesn't have a hole in it. So anyone's guess if there's going to be mouse nest in it? There, now it moved a little. Uh, there's a little mouse nest in it, but not much. This one looks pretty clean on the inside. And we'll go get another one. See how this one goes. On the top side, this one isn't rusty at all. There, it moved. No mouse nest in that one. And we'll go get the last one. Well, thank you for watching this. I split this into two because I seem to not be able to post anything more than 15 minutes. I'm going to immediately follow this up with more on the cylinder heads. See you then.